Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to talk about Fallout 76, and more specifically, I want to talk about Bethesda Game Studios. And even more specifically, I want to talk about, has Bethesda Game Studios sold out with the release of Fallout 76? And what I mean by this is that lately on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I have seen a lot of people, and in YouTube comment sections, I have been seeing a lot of people commenting, complaining, and accusing Bethesda Game Studios of selling out by releasing Fallout 76. I have seen a lot of people say that the only reason why Bethesda Game Studios is releasing Fallout 76 is to make money because they're greedy, because they're selfish, and they see that games like Fortnite and PlayerUnknown's Battleground and really popular Battle Royale games and MMO games and stuff like this are making a lot of money, and the only reason why Bethesda Game Studios is producing an online game is to get a chunk of that money so they can make money. I've been seeing a lot of people accusing Bethesda Game Studios of selling out and making an online game solely to make money because online games are really popular right now. And in my opinion, guys, my 100% honest, truthful opinion, I do not believe Bethesda Game Studios in any way, shape, or form has sold out. And here's my reasoning behind that. One, if we look back at when the idea for an online Fallout was incepted, it was way back in 2013. This was confirmed in a This was confirmed in a part of the no-clip documentary on the making of Fallout 76, which was produced not too long ago. And in that documentary, they talk about how the idea for an online Fallout came way back in 2013. And in 2013, this was long before games like PUBG and Fortnite even existed. I mean, heck, this was when games like Rust, when games like Ark, when games like DayZ, when games like Miscreated were in their infancy and really didn't have a huge big player fan base like they do now. This was back in 2013, barely when online multiplayer games were really taking off. I mean, this was back when 2013 was back when Grand Theft Auto 5 was first released. And we all know Grand Theft Auto 5 kind of sparked the multiplayer, kind of genre to start. Because literally at one point in time, Grand Theft Auto 5 was the most played multiplayer and online game in the world at one point. So way back in 2013, when online multiplayer games, when before Battle Royale games were even thought of, when survival games was barely in their infancy, online survival games were barely in their infancy, like, DayZ, H1Z1 Just Survive, Miscreated, Rust, Ark. These games were barely in their infancy back when Bethesda Game Studios was talking about producing an online game. And way back in 2013, online survival games really weren't that popular at the moment. They started getting popular around 2014, 2015, and years like that. So Bethesda Game Studios had this idea for an online Fallout in 2013. However, they decided to put it on the back burner because they didn't have the resources for it, and they didn't have the time for it, and at the time they were working on Fallout 4, and they wanted to focus on Fallout 4 and making that single player, so they decided to scrap the idea of multiplayer for Fallout 4. Or the Fallout 4 multiplayer they decided to scrap because they wanted to focus on making it single player. And in the interview on the no-clip documentary that we're about to watch, Todd Howard is talking, and he says that around when we were, working on Fallout 4, a little bit into it, we decided that the next game was going to be an online Fallout game. The next game that we were going to produce was going to be an online Fallout game. So this means way back in about 2015, Fallout 76 was probably started being worked on rather than just an idea. And I'll go ahead and let you watch that clip of the interview here.
76 is the multiplayer design from Fallout 4.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No one said that?
No.
It is. hey, should we do multiplayer? Probably not. What would it be? Okay, it would be this. Let's talk it through. That's pretty awesome. And then you kind of, you put it away. So, all right, let's do our thing. And then every once in a while you keep talking about like, hey, we should have done that, or we should do it. And then, as Fallout 4 is going on, it becomes no, we should really do it, like, as its own thing.
As far back as 2013, the team was conceptualizing what a Fallout multiplayer mode might look like, but the idea was too big at the time, and so it was put to one side so the studio could focus on the single-player game.
So yeah, guys, for people to sit there and say that Fallout 76 or Bethesda Game Studios is selling out by releasing Fallout 76 is absolutely ridiculous. Bethesda Game Studios clearly showed interest and has wanted to make an online Fallout for a very long time. They just never had the chance or the opportunity to do so. However, this year in 2018, they do have the chance and they do have the opportunity to make an online Fallout game. Not only because they've been working on it for the last 3 or 4 years, but also because it's the year 2018. And that might not mean anything to a lot of you, but usually Bethesda Game Studios, if you look at the pattern they release games, it's every 3 to 4 years. So in 2015, we got Fallout 4. That means in 2018, we should have got another game. And that game just so happens to be Fallout 76, an online Fallout game. And like we said, they've been wanting to make and produce an online Fallout game for a very long time. And with games like Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 being on next generation consoles, it makes sense and is smart and has probably been the idea of Bethesda Game Studios to produce an online game this year. And it's probably been planned for a very long time as well. So guys, I don't think Bethesda Game Studios sold out in any way, shape, or form. I think the idea for a Fallout Online or the idea for an online Fallout game, they have wanted to do and they have wanted to make a Fallout Online for a very long time. It seems like something they've dabbled in and wanted to do, but just couldn't do back during Fallout 4 or back in 2013. However, now that they have more resources, like more studios, they can work on an online game like Fallout 76 and probably in 3 to 4 years get us a game like Starfield. So I don't think Bethesda Game Studios has sold out. And sorry for repeating myself. I don't think Bethesda Game Studios has sold out in any way, shape, or form. I think Bethesda Game Studios just has wanted to create an online multiplayer game for a very long time, has wanted to produce an online Fallout for a very long time, and 2018, this year, just happens to be, the time that they're going to release the game. I mean, work for Fallout 76 probably started 3 or 4 years ago, long before games like PlayerUnknown's Battleground existed, long before long before Fortnite existed, long before really a lot of these popular Battle Royale online games existed. Fallout 4 was probably in the works long before Fallout 76 was probably in the works long before those games were even thought of. And I think Fallout 76 just happens to be coming out at the time online games happen to be really popular. I think it's just chance. And yeah, I do think Bethesda Game Studios will benefit from it because online games are really popular. However, I don't think they made this online game with the intent of selling out. I don't think they decided and looked at, a game like PUBG or Fortnite and were like, yeah, online games are making a lot of money. Let's do this real quick. And they whipped up a game within a year. That just didn't happen. But a lot of people seem to think that. Bethesda Game Studios hasn't sold out. It's something that they have wanted to do for a long time. I don't think Bethesda Game Studios has sold out. I think that Bethesda Game Studios has just wanted to produce an online game, to produce an online Fallout for a very long time, and the perfect opportunity and perfect time presented itself, so they decided to do that, and now they're doing it. I don't think it had anything to do with these other online games. I think it's just something they've wanted to do for a long time, have been working on for a long time, and that game just happens to be releasing when online games are really popular. I think it's just chance that they're releasing when online games are really popular. I don't think it was planned. I don't think they seen online games are really popular and, you know, quickly whipped up a game or anything like that. I don't think they did it in any sellout of a way. I think they just produced a game. I think they produced a game that they have wanted to produce for a long time and have been working on a game they have been wanting to work on for a long time, which is an online Fallout game, and they just happen to be releasing it, and it just happens to be coming out at the time online games are really popular. I don't think they did it in a sellout way or anything like that, because that's absolutely ridiculous, because they wanted to do and they were thinking of the online Fallout idea long before a lot of survival games and a lot of, you know, battle royale games were even thought of or were even really popular. So to sit there and say they sold out is ridiculous. And if Bethesda Game Studios truly sold out, don't you think Bethesda Game Studios would have a bunch of microtransactions in Fallout 76? It has been confirmed that the only microtransaction in Fallout 76 are going to be for cosmetics. So skins that'll change, you know, the color of your armor, your shirt, you know, skins for your weapon that are going to change the color of your weapon and stuff like that and the appearance of it. But it's not going to make it your weapon any stronger. It's not going to make it any faster. It's not going to give it any buffs. It's not going to give it any nerfs. It's just going to make the weapon look different or your armor look different. But don't you think if Bethesda Game Studios was selling out inside Fallout 76, we would see more than just cosmetics as microtransactions? Don't you think we would see microtransactions for things like building materials, because we are going to have to build our own base with building materials? Don't you think we would see microtransactions for that? It has been confirmed that you will need to eat and drink to stay alive in Fallout. Don't you think they would, you know, have microtransactions for food as well? Don't you? It has been confirmed that bottle caps will be the currency inside Fallout 76, and players will, you know, kind of trade bottle caps with each other in exchange for goods and stuff like that. Don't you think they would be selling bottle caps? And if you guys look closely at the E3 gameplay trailer, there's also vendors in the game, like vending machines in the game, which odds are you could buy stuff from vending machines with bottle caps. So don't you think they would be selling bottle caps if they play such an important role? Don't you think they would be selling things like ammo and weapons that do more damage? Don't you think they would be selling things like armor, you know, better armor, better weapons, better power armor? Don't you think they would have loaded the game with microtransactions rather than just one microtransaction for certain cosmetics? Don't you think they would have loaded it up with microtransactions? If Bethesda Game Studios truly sold out, don't you think they would charge us an online fee for the game monthly? Don't you think they would charge us $10 a month, $5 a month, $15 a month to actually play the game? But it's not. It's going to be free. Once you buy the $60 game, you know, which Fallout 76 is a $60 game, once you buy it, you just play it and that's it. There's no online monthly fee or anything like that. And also, if Bethesda Game Studios sold out, do you think that they would be releasing free updates and free DLCs for Fallout 76? No, right? They would make you pay for the DLCs. They'd make you pay, maybe not for the updates, but they would make you pay for the DLCs. But it has been confirmed that inside Fallout 76, that the DLCs and all the updates will be free. So to sit there and say Bethesda Game Studios has sold out is absolutely ridiculous. They're not loading their game up with microtransactions. They're not loading Fallout 76 up with microtransactions. They're not making you pay a monthly fee to play Fallout 76. They're not making you pay for the DLCs. The DLCs are going to be free. They had this idea for an online Fallout long before any survival game or any battle royale game was even popular. They had this idea for an online game. So how, in any way, shape, or form, have they sold out? It just doesn't make sense. They haven't. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for this video. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think Bethesda Game Studios has sold out? Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, I love each and every single one of you. Hope to see you guys right back here tomorrow. And remember to stay freaky. Bye, everyone.